Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Kirkendoll's in Messy Life. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, you should. Go ahead, subscribe, hit that notification bell for you can be aware of when all of my future videos are going to be coming out. And I do have my notebook here for I cannot miss a beat to tell you guys all this lovely information I got in store for you. As you can tell by today's title, you're kind of thinking, huh? And I had that same reaction when I first heard Yuma Shine. I was thinking, what on earth? What is that? And I took to Google, was like, what? Google didn't have the answer, so I took it to Spirit, and then I asked again through the horse's mouth. He's like, go back in that reading, you will find the answer. I'm like, okay, whatever. So, you know, months later, after I'm doing this video, and we're gonna work through it here. I'm gonna tell you. So, I'm here to talk about Lucifer Morningstar, and we are doing videos after videos because I am trying to break the barriers down of what you guys perceive fear from him. Cut it out. Cut the chains, cut it out. I have a different perspective. I want to share it. He is not to be feared. Leave in the comments what you perceive him as, and when you do that, why and where it came from. Think back where it rooted from, where you've heard his name, and why you have that base knowledge, because that right there is a key to unlocking your subconscious and thinking, opening up these doors. So I'm also going to link my medium, Kelly Diane, her link down below. Make sure you check her out. I get readings from. She is an excellent woman. She will give you a awesome medium reading. But I got in contact with just to kind of get a reading with my father who's passed away. And then I had some other questions as well. And she helped me kind of tap into my abilities and connect with Lucifer, and helped open up all these channels. And I'm here to kind of relay what Lucifer had to say and unpack it, because these happened over so many readings, and I want to unpack exactly what was said and explain it, because you don't get that at all in, excuse me, I'm sure I'm going to get backlash, but in the Bible you don't see it. So right here on Kirkendoll's in Messy Life, let's start with this celestial being, and let's unpack some information. He is a light in all dark spaces. As you see in my other videos, I also say that he wants to bring out all your dark emotions. And you're like, oh, well, that's gotta be bad. And it is. It's horrible. If you haven't watched my control video, check it out. It's embarrassing and it sucks. Yes, it does. But it is out there for you to watch, because that's what I'm working through. And it's gonna make me a stronger person, and that is what he is all about. Unlocking your chains, unlocking your barriers that you have on yourself. If you unlock your fear, you're limitless. And that is a video for another time too. We'll get into it, because I just want to feed you guys of information, because it's so powerful. And I want you to know, every one of you, how powerful you are out there. But he is a light bringer in all your dark spaces. So if you ever feel alone, he's your friend right there. Okay? Here's what he had to say. And that's why I have my notebook. Yama, and I'm gonna spell it. It's Y-U-M-A. Yama shine light on the darkness and learn to become friends with it before he can be transformed. Okay, so Yama shine light on the darkness. So we're gonna take, before he can become friends with it, we're gonna take an example, and this is I was trying to think of a good example to use, and we're gonna use my grandfather on my mother's side. He was a prisoner of war, and for over a year, and he harnessed that rage and never truly came to terms with it, and it just internalized in a lot of different diseases. And what Lucifer is saying here, in that darkness of over a year that he was there, and I know this is so much easier said than done, and I get it, but to become friends with it, and you can be transformed. Because if you do that, all that stuff that my grandfather went through, he would have been not so ripped up inside. And let me tell you, he was one of the strongest son of a bitches I have ever met, and probably will ever know. And I don't even want to comprehend or tell you what he had went through over there. He never talked about it, but being a medium and talking to him, or even now talking to you guys, I get like it plays like a movie of flashes or images through my mind. And we all go through horrible things, and sometimes we make our own prison within ourselves, and we have to become friends with it before we can be transformed. Just like depression, I had to recognize it within myself of like, this is not correct. All right, let's figure out where we're going from here. And Yama Shine, I remember thinking, I asked him, I said, and even Kelly Diane, the medium, she's like, that's a cool word. I said, I'll have to Google it later. And I remember going back and asking Lucifer, what does that mean? You know, I looked at it from all different languages, and it can mean different things. Or I said, he's like, it means what I told you it means in the reading. Go back and you'll get it. And I'm like, okay. He goes, all these other languages, it's just falsy information. So you can't find everything on Google. And that's when I was like, oh shit, you can't. Okay. These millennials, that's me. Yes. You can't find everything on Google. Okay. In the darkest of places, in your lowest of times, that's where you can transform. I remember being coming out of the psych ward, and my mom brought me home, and she went to work later that afternoon. She had to go back to work, and I was home by myself. And at that time, I was 18 years old, and I felt so low because I tried to commit suicide. And like I said, I did I think, I don't know, 72-hour hold and whatever. And there I was, home alone for the first time since I tried to do it. And I had to come to terms with being by myself, not on watch by nurses or with my mom there. And during this time, all my lies I told and demons came out, and I had to really look at myself in the mirror of what was going on and be truthful with it. And I only half did that because I put on this mask and covered up the real truth, and I half proceeded into the world, which is why you go back and you look at that control video of why I am still dealing with these problems. And that's what he's saying. If you can really become friends with that, if I could become friends with that girl at 18 years old in the mirror of why I was so scared and so suicidal, I would be transformed. And I'm sure I'd still have problems here today, but it wouldn't be the same that continued. And that's what he's getting at. And you gotta think of it kind of like boot camp. When you go to boot camp, they break you down. And no, I've never been to boot camp, but that's what I hear. They break you down to build your ass back up. That's exactly what this is doing. And people rather stay in the light and never do that and take all these prescription drugs and do all these other shit. And it's not feasible, guys. It's not feasible. Become friends with your own self. And that's where he's like, I created this free will, but you guys aren't, you guys don't have the full information. You don't. You know? He is not your comfort level. No, he's not that angel that's gonna get down and be like, you know, get down and be like, oh, I'm gonna heal you and do this. He can do that, but that's not what he's about. He's gonna bring out that warrior and make sure that when you know that joke, the devil at the bar, and he's like, I love that. He goes, yeah, I am that devil at the bar. He doesn't call himself the devil at the bar. And I hate that I just did that, but that just shows you what society and my molds are. But he's gonna shine that light of why you're drowning your sorrows at that bar. Why are you there? Why aren't you the Yama shining light on it? And that's kind of my question. My last year in college, for me, I should have just followed my dream, and I didn't. I should have started this over a year ago, and I didn't. I should have transformed and faced all this stuff, but I didn't. And let me get this straight, transforming is at the end, and just what I just said, that's what I wanted to get to, is the transform, and that's wrong, because I had to shine light of why I didn't even do this a year ago and become friends with my own darkness. And that's what I'm doing, where I can even transform. And it's a son of a bitch. Grief, sadness, anger, fear. It is. So I hope this resonated with somebody out there. There's going to be more videos on him, and we are going to cover, I had this question and I do want to bring it up. We are going to cover more entities, yes, but what I really want to get this across is I like Lucifer. I think there's so much misunderstood, and there's a lot that's misunderstood about the other entities that I want to share and bring out there. I do. But I want to try to bring a whole chapter, book even, on Lucifer, for you can get the correct knowledge before I could even start a cliff note on, someone was asking about Michael, and I can't ever get the healing angel right. His name is Xavier, and I can't say it, and he just laughs. So there's so many layers, there's so much knowledge, and like I said, this video that I'm sharing with you. This information, it came up a couple of months ago, and it took a while for everything to prosper and manifest. And there's just so much in there to feed you guys. And if you guys love these videos, let me know, because I would love to keep putting this out. And the more quicker I can do that, the more I can get to other entities that you guys would like to hear from, because I would love that. But with him, what I like is kind of like the diversity factor of it. It pisses me off that people are so output by him and all the stuff that he does, and he lives in every single one of us. You're a Christian Bible person that says, oh, you should read this. Oh, aren't you a Christian lady? Don't this. Lady, you're devil worshiper, whatever you want to call me. He lives in you too. So I hope you guys tune in. Please subscribe as I sit here. Subscribe to my channel. Leave comments. I'll see you in the next video.